Hello, welcome to Co-Creating with Cosmic Holly. Today we are doing a tarot moon draw for the third quarter moon in Cancer at 17 degrees 7 minutes. It's October 13th, 2025. So when the moon is in Cancer, the energy is devoted to protecting and nurturing growing things. So babies and young offspring of all creatures are the focus. Also, there's a focus on the home. There's a focus on cooking and culinary arts. So that's the energy right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about some planets as well as the moon. But first, I just want to say this moon is when we reap the harvest of the seeds we planted during the new moon. And you can look back to the new moon from September 21st. The Virgo new moon solar eclipse that happened on September 21st, and the new moon in Cancer that happened 27 months ago on July 17th, 2023. So I like to look at both the synodic sun cycle where the moon moves through and then the lunar gestation cycles, because some goals take longer than 1 month cycles, 30-day cycles. So that's why I always bring up those dates. The moon in Cancer is going to touch on Jupiter, and I've written a few notes here. The moon and Jupiter are going to have this connection where that Cancer energy is expanded, and Jupiter brings it the energy of expansion, the energy of luck, and we start to expand and nurture our feelings by giving praise. That's genuine. Expressing gratitude and having enthusiasm. So if you're feeling down about something, this is a great time to focus on things that you're grateful for and focus on things you can feel enthusiastic about, because Jupiter wants to expand those things. I love, I'm focusing a lot on what I've been learning from Caroline Casey in both the thing in a course I just recently took with her, and also her book, Making the Gods Work for You. So a lot of the information, some of it's just what comes from me, and this information about Jupiter is from things I learned from Caroline Casey. So if you'd like to expand on sort of what you're reaping, right? You can try this. Like, what is it that you're grateful about that you kind of planted 3 weeks ago? What's coming to fruition? To really let that expand is to give it some praise, gratitude, have enthusiasm. One of my favorite ways to experience enthusiasm is to actually dance, to dance about it, or to make up some kind of story about it. Also, like I was saying before, what happened on the Cancer new moon on July 17th, 2023? What are you grateful for from that time, from then to now? We're almost 3 years later, 27 months later. What is it that you are bringing in from that time, something that you started at that time. Another thing that you can do, and this is directly from Making the Gods Work for You by Caroline Casey. Tell yourself your own story of now as viewed from a year from now in a way that makes now funny. So Jupiter is the storyteller. So you can use this lunar energy that has been growing these things that you wanted to bring into your life and expand it through a funny story. Let yourself experience, like, what is it you're experiencing today that you can have fun with as viewed from a year from now, especially if you're having something that is frustrating you, that you'd like to turn around. A way to turn it around is to give it a spin of humor. Also, just to think, like, is this thing you're so desiring, this experience, something that you really is going to really matter a year from now, right? So that's working with the moon and Jupiter. So whatever you've reached, let it be bigger if you want it to be. You're also collecting the seeds. You're pulling some seeds from this last harvest to mix in with the seeds for the next harvest, the prize seeds. Also, you want to mix one seed that maybe isn't the greatest, right? So that this next round of seeds that you plant, that one seed that seems kind of weak maybe has some medicine for the stronger seeds. You want to keep all of your seeds resilient. There might be some resilience in that one seed that doesn't seem to be going the way you want it to. The other thing that's happening later today is that Venus is moving into Libra, and it's going to be trining Aquarius and trining Pluto in Aquarius and trining Uranus in Gemini. Pluto and Uranus have been moving retrograde, but Pluto is stopping to go direct now. So Pluto has been moving retrograde in the sky to sort of like comb over what corruption that's happening in the world, right? That's affecting the people, the collective, what's happening in your community that needs to change. Pluto's been reviewing that. Pluto is also related to death, right? So it's like the black sun. So I like to look at this as we may be experiencing messages, we may be getting messages, this big trine that's happening with Libra, Pluto, Venus in Libra, Pluto and Uranus, from unexpected places. What can we learn from the dead? We might be experiencing messages. I know this sounds weird, but like lately I've been dreaming of ancestors who've passed. So like, is there something you can learn from your ancestors, or something we can learn from history that's coming back to tell us something? Venus is about what we love and making things beautiful, creative interaction. So this unexpectedness that's coming from Uranus and these possible messages from the darkest places we may not want to look at, from Pluto, how can we let them be beautiful? I talked about this a couple of months ago with Uranus in Gemini, ruled by Mercury. So there's communication, like how can we use our words in a way that makes the world a better place? Like, we're getting clarity on things that need to change. And now we have Venus dancing with Uranus, letting us, like, adding to the beauty of the poetry. Gemini's already a poet, but then Libra adds a little love to it. So can we wish for others, even our enemies, right, what we want for ourselves? Because ultimately we're all one anyway. Even the people who are doing like really awful things. I love this. Caroline Casey tells this story about, I think it was Hercules. He got into trouble. And so the gods sent him down into Hades to like learn how to knit. So if you wanted to cast a spell out there on the world, the people who are maybe doing not so great things, what would be like the worst thing that you could still tolerate? Like, could you tolerate, being forced to like knit blankets for a year for like all the people that are cold, that you have like that have been thrown out into cold? Like, that's the kind of thing that you would cast on someone, rather than something that is something you wouldn't do yourself. Make sense? The other thing is Venus is going to be opposing Neptune in Aries. And so can we make beautiful feelings of disorientation? Can we lean into the liminal spaces and be loving towards the mystery that is the self? Can we love those liminal, mysterious places, those places of not knowing that are us, that are within us? That's going to come up. Can we look at the not knowing as something beautiful? So we have this moon energy where we are reaping the rewards of what we put out there. And then we have these larger cycles happening. How can we make our words beautiful in order to make the world a better place? I've been talking about this. As we use our words, understand that words are magic. So how can we use our words to make the world a better place? And then also this feeling of not knowing, of really wanting to, I think that, sometimes we want to know what is going to happen or what is going on. We're in a place right now where I keep talking to people and they're like, I have no idea what it is that I'm doing. Well, Neptune is moving retrograde through Aries, and Aries is the self. It's the I am. This is the time to be like, how can I love the I am part of myself that seems like it's possibly obscured, or just that I don't know? And through the love that you're giving Neptune via Venus, you create a more loving reality for yourself. That also extends to the grand trine with Pluto and Uranus, allowing love to be the steering guide toward the change that is happening, the changes that are happening, what you want to see in the world, what you want to see in your community, what you want to see in your own life. Again, we're dancing with a collective shadow right now. And to speak and to shine love and beauty on the shadows so that we can create a more beautiful world, a more just and sustainable world, is the focus, rather than getting really caught up in it. How can you create change through beauty? All right, now that, like, all that just, yeah, not all that was, that just is what's coming through. That's what's coming through. Okay, so here we are, this energy of Cancer, and the moon rules, the moon is the ruler of Cancer, and is the ruling planet. And Cancer wants to nurture growing things, babies, human babies, babies of any kind, growing things of any kind. So there is this nurturing energy right now that we want to honor. And that is kind of moving through us, and that Jupiter wants to expand. And whatever story's going on for you right now, can you write, that's the assignment, write a story from the point of view of yourself a year from now that makes today funny. Okay. And may so many fascists be knitting tea cozies for all the grannies and all the children that's what they end up doing. Knitting tea cozies for all. As they spend their time rehabilitating, let's say. Oh, all right. Well, I got two cards have popped out. Oh, how cool. The first one is the Queen of Vessels. So, and the second one is the Queen of Swords, King of Vessels. Woo! All right, I'm going to look at this one first. So the Queen of Vessels is, I love this because she is very, she reminds me of Athena. She's like justice. She does not mince words. She is pure communication. This is perfect for the air trine that's happening in Libra with Venus. This Venus, and this is like Libra Venus right here. Aquarius, Pluto, right? And Gemini, Uranus. And yes, the Queen of Swords could also be a Libra. So, the Queen of Swords means what she says and says what she means. She is very clear, so there's going to be clarity. And the wonderful thing about the clarity that we get this week is that we're not overly emotional about it. It's like, of course, the information we receive and the way we express it, we find a way to express it that works for us, right? But it just is. It's not like, oh gosh, I wonder if I should say that. It's just like, whatever that is needed to be said can be said. There's an even-handedness, there's a clarity in how we will be moving forward. This is also, I love it because she's actually she's in the air, she's in the clouds. And I do feel that, this could be Venus in Libra connecting with the other planets, with Pluto and Aquarius, and finding a fair way to move forward in our communities and maybe even, definitely in our own lives, but how can that expand to the collective? How could that expand to your community, your nation, the world? Expressing ourselves, telling stories, writing that story, like I said, is a way to find a way through the confusion that we may be feeling about ourselves and about the world right now. And we have the King of Vessels, and again, love. There is this sense of the king thinks about the kingdom. The kingdom, I love, that's another play on words that Caroline Casey says. Kingdom. How do we keep, he's filling his own cup here. There is this sense of understanding that everything we're experiencing is we are in it, right? We are in the ocean of emotion, of feeling, and every breath can be, and this is a whale. A whale breathes oxygen. A whale breathes air. It's a mammal that lives in the ocean. And we are mammals who experience emotion. And I feel that, our emotions are an experience of, it can be an experience of the divine reality. This is one single, I love this because this reminds me of the Ace of Cups as well. And there is this sense, especially with the king, that when we're thinking about feeling, we want to get what is the most inspired feeling? The king, it's what is the inspiration that is good not only for you but for the collective once again. And again, we can think of the king of the ocean as Neptune, right? I was talking about Neptune earlier, and again, there's this, there's so much mystery in our experience, and there's, of course, the ocean is fathomable. There is so much unknown underneath the surface. And so, allow inspired action to inform you, allow inspiration to inform your actions, allow inspiration to inform your words. The queen is, her one sword's pointing up toward the heavens, the other sword's pointing down toward the earth. So, and the queen is saying the same thing. Inspired words. What feelings feel inspired? If you're feeling anxious, can you let that be a shift to curiosity? Like, the king is in, he's a master of his emotions. So, as we are going through all the different feelings we could be going through, and especially like, oh my God, being in like a liminal place, let yourself be okay with it. Let yourself be curious. Let yourself be loving. Fill up your loving cup, right? Like what fills your cup? Once your cup is filled, then you take action. You speak words, you communicate, you allow your feelings to inform your thinking, and vice versa, so that you can take action in a way that is both intelligent and loving. I hope that was helpful, and have a great week. If you would like to get a reading from me, you can go to holly-troy.com/tarot and book a reading with me. I am also going to be at Medica Magica this Saturday, October... Oh no, actually that's next weekend. Is it? Yeah, never mind. Well, I am at Medica Magica as well. You can go to their website, medicamagica.com, and book a reading with me there. Yeah, have a beautiful week. Bye.